It's past midnight, but I'm still making this baby because I'm bored. So, no one likes getting sick. It's that time of year again. It's flu season. It's cold season. It's stomach bug season. I know I'm doing completely fine. But it won't be the same by January. But I'm sure if y'all remember, when you were a child, you be getting sick like 10 times a year. These days, I have a pretty good immune system. I usually get sick like 3 times in a school year. That averages to 2 a year, something like that. 2 to 3 a year. And by sicknesses, I usually mean like colds. None of the crazy stuff. I don't get anything like pertussis. I don't get measles because I'm vaxxed. I don't get tetanus because I'm vaxxed. I don't get whatever diphtheria because I'm vaxxed. Because my mom gave me all the vaccines in the world. So grateful of her. I even get the flu and COVID jabs because I can. And I've never had an adverse reaction, and I'm grateful for that. I don't get anything like syphilis or whatever. I usually just get like colds and the flu once in a while. So here are the craziest sicknesses I've ever had. So this is the first big one. 2nd grade, I went to the apple orchard. And that was fun. And then when I came back and then one day at school, I was trying to do like the whole laughing, like, and then I ended up spitting because I didn't know how to do it. Some people were calling me disgusting. This one lady thought I had a cold, so I probably did. So she took me to the nurse. I was sent home, and that was that. And then, I don't remember the whole story, but allegedly, I did not go to school for 2 weeks. Literally, I was knocked out. I was down bad for 2 weeks. From a cold? Maybe the first few days, but besides that, I've just been, So, I don't remember my exact symptoms because this was so long ago, but one day my mom said, I don't know, let's take you to the doctor. I don't know why you having these issues. I don't remember the whole symptoms I had. I remember my mom said I had like a really bad, deep cough. I don't remember everything else. Maybe I had chest pain, maybe shortness of breath. I definitely had a fever because that always happens. Almost every time I get super sick, I have a fever because fever is fever. And obviously I had like the nasal symptoms, of course, congestion, all that. All the fun stuff. At least I didn't have any gastro symptoms. No nausea, no vomiting, because that's honestly my worst fear. I'm legit an emetophobe. I'm legit a hypochondriac. Anytime I've gotten norovirus or stomach bug or whatever, it's been pretty bad. I legit get traumatized and suffer severe anxiety. I did not get severe anxiety because I honestly don't remember all my symptoms. I don't know, definitely had a bad cough. Probably had nasal symptoms. Definitely had a fever because why wouldn't I? Maybe chest pain, maybe shortness of breath, maybe all this fun stuff. So but I was super tired. I could not go to school for 2 weeks. My mom finally took me to the doctor. Took some x-rays. And then it turns out I actually had pneumonia. So since I had pneumonia, they gave me antibiotics, the fancy stuff. And then I returned to school and the story. I'm so glad I don't remember much because honestly, I think I would actually be really traumatized. Is it a good thing that I don't remember any of this because reasons? Alright. 3rd grade. One day in 3rd grade, I actually had a cold full picture day, so my pic looked miserable. I hated it, but my mom loved it for whatever reason. Whenever my face is like pale and my nose be dripping, I literally cannot smile. Instead of my smile looking like this, or like this, it looks like this. Not pretty. So that was that. And then really every time, like 10 times a year, I would get some really bad cold. I would be down bad, absolutely miserable. I would actually get like the steam pots in like the fancy, it's like the domo thing that goes on your feet. I don't remember it. I would wear socks to bed because that would help with my symptoms. I probably took pseudoephedrine, maybe Tylenol, maybe, I don't know, acetaminophen, paracetamol, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, then this is where 4th grade, I specifically remember I got sick so much. And I literally have no idea why. Like, 4th grade was just miserable overall, so maybe that was a good thing. 5th grade. Oh my goodness, this is where things get really bad really fast. So one of my older siblings felt some stomach pain and went to use the bathroom because my mom thought that the sibling needed to just number 2. Now it turns out this sibling actually vomited in the bathroom. So then the next day, my mom comes home from school early, or she wakes up in the morning and she also vomited. So then I'm like, what the heck? I didn't really think about it because I'm just like, well, that happens all the time. Anytime my mom would go get Sonic, every time afterwards, she would throw that food up, right back up. So I thought she just ate something bad. And I thought this other sibling was just anxious because that happens quite a lot with this sibling. My mom would also get like terrible migraines and hypotension headaches. And that would just be absolutely miserable for her. But then one morning, I wake up at like 3 a.m. in the morning. All of a sudden, I be a projectile vomiting all my contents out. And this would happen every like 15 minutes. I would have to wake up, create another mess. Eventually, I evolved from creating messes on my bed and my hair in the sink to barfing in my sink. Hey, that rhymes. I get disgusted just thinking about this. And then another one of my siblings be puking out water. And then my dad, who's all the way at work, somehow also got this norovirus thing. And I was throwing up for 3 days straight. Somehow I didn't dehydrate myself to death. I don't know how I did it. 4th day, it's pretty much cleared up. I returned to school, and everything is alrighty. Then we get to 6th grade. 6th grade's interesting. Like, real interesting. So, this is the first thing. I had really good chocolate for Valentine's Day. Because back in the day, Valentine's Day, we kind of just gave each other chocolate. Nowadays, it's all about your boyfriend or whatever. That's why I don't like Valentine's Day, because I'm single and Part of that is because sometimes I might be single by choice, but honestly, I don't know. Maybe I want love, maybe I don't. I don't know, I kind of like being alone, honestly. And then the next morning, I wake up and I peek a little bit, but like it's not that much. Like, not that much. So my mom just be thinking I had a cold and I choked on my mucus. But then I actually threw up quite a bit, and mom's like, oh yeah, she definitely got a stomach bug. I don't think I threw up again afterwards, but I definitely was super nauseous, couldn't really eat anything. Yeah, I was kind of fat. I forgot to mention, in 5th grade, when I had that real horrible stomach bug, I was actually gushing out number 2s, like, so bad that, like, when I threw up, I would soak my downstairs in literal crap. Like, it was actually bad. I literally could not wear that underwear anymore. It was that bad. I would literally be like, so this is gonna sound really gross. That's because it is. So when I was little, and my mom would try to explain what diarrhea is because I didn't know what it was. And she would be like, it's number 1ing and number 2ing at the same time. And I'm like, oh, so it's those things happening simultaneously. I would go to the bathroom, I would get the number 1 out, then a second later, I would get the solid number 2 out and simple. No, what she meant was the number 2 is so liquidy like number 1. And I would go to the bathroom, and then 3 minutes later, I have to go to the bathroom again. This happened, and people would ask, oh, you okay? And I'm like, oh, no, maybe? But yeah, anyways, after the 24 hours, I felt better. Mom said it was kind of just a one-day thing, but better is really relative because I still felt a little nauseous. And we will get back to the normal vibes in a bit, but we need to finish the rest. Month later, I come down and I'm down bad. I like just saying down bad because Taylor Swift has a song called Down Bad. So basically, I'm gonna lie down because I'm getting kind of tired. Speaking of tired, this is exactly how I felt. What day was this? Was this a Saturday or a Sunday? Anyways, one day, I just did not feel good. You know, I was like, I don't remember how it was. Maybe I had like a headache or a sore throat, but like, basically I would be this all day. And then later I would complain, I was just completely achy. I had the chills, I was cold. And then I go to the doctors, and then they test me positive for influenza A, I believe. Maybe strep. Strep is alleged, though. I don't know if I had strep or not. But I definitely had influenza A. So yeah, I was down bad, I had flu. And then my dad would be checking my temperature every 5 seconds, and I'm like, 101? And I'm like, yeah, I'm burning up. I'm on fire. Not the all way either. I was so hot. So, yeah, I mostly just had a bit of a cough, a really sore throat. I just not feeling well at all. Definitely for sure had the chills. So I would be cold. I would be like freezing. And it turns out I almost certainly had a fever because if you get the flu, because if you don't have a fever, then you probably do not have the flu. Seriously, when's the last time you had a flu and didn't have a fever? Like, has that ever happened? I don't think so. Anyways. Then we get to 7th grade. Okay, actually, no, I'm not finished yet with this flu story. So then, like 2 weeks later, we go on a plane to Florida, and my ears hurt so bad. Obviously, it's because of the pressure changes on the airplane. But, like, I would yawn, and I would swallow, and I would do all these things, and then it didn't go away for a good few days. Maybe I was more vulnerable because I had, like, an upper respiratory tract infection, whatever you want to call that. But, like, yeah, it was bad. 7th grade is where things get really interesting. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context. This was late January 2020. COVID just arrived, and then it was in the US, but it was definitely in the US before because President Orange Man didn't report anything. He said it was all right, I'll go in April. It didn't. It lasted like a whole 2 years. Well, the main part of the pandemic did. Technically, pandemic's not over. Technically, well, for sure, COVID is still around. So, that's just a little bit of concept. My dad possibly... Anyway, so this is important to the plot. So one day I wake up, I really am just not feeling well. I am just, like, completely aching all over. I mean, like, I'm just like, it's probably just I'm cold. Because for some reason, I had this conception that, like, I got the flu every X years. Because when I had flu, I was miserable, of course. So I'm like, how much does it happen? I'm like, my mom said it happens about every 4 years. So then that's why I'm convinced this was not the flu. Even when I was running a fever, I was convinced I did not have the flu. I'll actually play Mario Kart. But then I'm so down bad, I can't even play Mario Kart. So then so then my dad would check my temperature. First it was 98.9, then it was like 99.5. And I was taken to the doctor, and they didn't test me at all. Didn't test me for flu, didn't test me for COVID, didn't test me for strep. They just be like, yo, you probably have the flu. I don't know, let's just send you home. And my temperature keeps on rising, and the next day my temp is like 101, 102, whatever. And I literally cannot move. I'm stuck to my bed. And then the third or fourth day, this is big. Okay? Hear me out. I take a bite of some Pringles, and I did not taste any flavor whatsoever. I'm about to fall asleep though. By Friday, I'm feeling a little better. Monday, I was like, I've been out of school for a week. I was literally out of school for a week. That's how bad it was. So then I'm like, and I had like a horrible cough too. So then I go to school. I am still really tired though, and I look flushed. Probably because my temperature was so high. My temp was on a brand new high, like it just got high on temperature. And because I was so hot. Yeah, I was hot then. And not hot as in like the attractive kind. Like, oh, she's so hot. Hot as in like I'm boning up at 104.5 degree temp. It was bad. But so then I'm taking the nurse's office. I don't have a fever, but I'm still coughing bad. Next day I'm wanting another fever so that I stay home. And then afterwards, I'm basically better, but my cough still persisted for like another 2 weeks. So yeah. I probably did have COVID just because not only the loss of taste and smell, but also because it took like 2 to 4 weeks to recover. And then also, there was allegedly COVID was circling around my dad's workplace too, and he might have been asymptomatic, or maybe he was sick too, I don't know. But then what would happen, so then maybe it was something else. Maybe it was like another infection, like bronchitis or viral pneumonia that's not treated with antibiotics. I don't know. So then, because allegedly around this time, this is where things get interesting. Before we get to like all of my senior year experiences, let's talk about this. So then I'm like, so allegedly there were 40 teachers gone at my middle school. So then I'm like, yeah, we should probably have school canceled for 2 weeks. Part of it is because I didn't want to go to school. But then here's the thing. So I was watching the idea of coronavirus and like Rona being all over the news. So then I, of course, tell my social worker, and she's like, that'll never reach us. I don't know why she'd be watching Fox News, or should I say phone news, because it's fake news. She'd be downplaying the entire experience, and I'm like, no, this is real. This is serious business. And I was right. Because then a month later, it became a whole pandemic, and schools canceled, and yada, yada, yada. So then around March, I literally started having panic. I literally started having really bad anxiety because of the whole COVID. But yeah. And a few days later, we were right, because then school's canceled for 2 weeks.